Hi, my name is Ginger Annis, Veteran Service Officer for Alexander County. Did you know there are approximately 850 World War II servicemen and women passing away each day? Each of these service personnel have a story about friendships, families, experiences, and achievements. The Veterans Service Office, in cooperation with the Alexander County Government Channel, will be hosting, in a series, several short stories shared by these courageous veterans. So sit back and enjoy our history, our heroes. I'm Ginger Annis, Alexander County Veterans Service Officer, and today I'm joined by Mr. Howard Robinette, who is a veteran of World War II. Mr. Robinette, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've got too much to tell, but I'll try. I was born here in Alexander County, and I live here in Taylorsville now. And I was married, I have 2 children. And But I was turned 18 in July, and in August I was already in the Navy.
Why did you pick the Navy?
I didn't pick it, they picked me.
Oh, okay. So, were you drafted or did you volunteer?
Drafted.
Okay. And before you went into the military, what were you doing?
I worked at the Southern Box Factory and on the farm at home.
Okay. Were you married before you went in?
No.
Good, that was way too young. How many years of service did you have?
I had 2.5 years.
Okay.
2 years of being in the active duty, and 6 months of getting ready to get in there.
Okay. And what was your highest rank that you attained?
A seaman first class.
Okay. And where did you have to go for your basic training?
I went to Norfolk, Virginia. No, I went to Bainbridge, Maryland. And from there, after my basic training, I went to the Norfolk Navy Yard, and then aboard the USS Iowa. Aboarded it one evening, and the next day we left for the Pacific Ocean. We went through the canal, went halfway through it, went through the locks, and then I spent the night in Panama. The next day we finished out through the canal, because it was narrow, and it was hard to get that big ship through, especially at night. And so we went into the Pacific and on into Pearl Harbor, spent the night there. And the next day we joined the 3rd Fleet. And from there it was pretty rough from then on.
So it was on after that, right?
That's right.
Did you make any friends while you were in the service?
Yeah, I made quite a few while I was there, but I haven't been in contact with none of them since. And the boys that left that morning to go be inducted, I never did see them no more.
Okay.
So they was trying to get in the Air Force, and so I just let them pick me wherever they wanted to.
So were they picking the Air Force, the guys that you were inducted with?
I don't know if they got in it or not. I never did see them after the next day.
Do you remember any of your superior officers, and if so, why?
Nothing but I can't pronounce his name. Anyway, the captain of the ship.
Right.
But outside of that, that's all. I don't remember the others' names because they was all big long names, most of them, and hard for a country boy to pronounce.
Too many letters, huh?
That's right.
Were you in any skirmishes that you can tell us about?
Well, we was involved in everything from the time we left Pearl Harbor till the war was over with. We was involved some way or another with all of it. If it wasn't for, so it was in the Third Fleet. A part of it was the planes was protecting the soldiers on the beach.
Right.
And we were just patrolling around to keep the Japanese from coming back in. And that was a daily thing, just to patrol it all day long. And it about 30 minutes before it got dark, we'd all go to a general quarters. All the guns was manned. The same thing early of a morning, about 30 minutes before sunrise, that was the same thing again. So we stood at guard duty 4 hours on and 8 off. And I never did sleep in my bed very often, because I slept in the powder magazine where my battle station was, and where I would pull my duty of a night. So I just spread my blanket out, I used my shoes for a pillow, and I stayed there all night.
That's probably easier than running back and forth, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
So did your ship actually come under attack at all?
Yeah, quite a few times.
Okay.
The planes would come in, torpedo planes, and you're sitting in a room full of powder, and they tell you that the plane has dropped a torpedo, and it's headed towards your ship. That makes things sort of nervous then.
Not a good place to be at that time, is it?
Nothing you can do but just sit and hold your hand.
Right. So what weapons were you assigned to?
16 each guns and a powder room for that. And then I was assigned to the 20 millimeter gun right on the front end of the ship, in case any of those boys got knocked off. I would have to go up and take their place. And I was the gunner for the 20 millimeter gun. And you had another boy with you. He put the magazine in.
Right.
And so all you had to do was pull the trigger.
So it took teamwork to get the job done.
That's right. And we had a pipe full of water stationed on the front of the ship. So when those barrels got too hot, we'd take them off, stick them in that water to cool them off.
Did they ever get hot enough to turn red?
They never get that hot, but they would get awfully hot.
Were you given gloves or anything to work with?
Yeah, we had gloves to handle those barrels with, to take it. It just screwed on there, and you just jerk it off right quick and put it in that water.
What were the conditions like on the ship? Was it pretty comfortable? Did they feed you good?
They fed us good. Most of the time it was pretty comfortable.
How did you handle being away from your home and family?
It was pretty hard to start with, but I got used to it after a certain length of time. And then when you're in the battle zone like that, you don't think much about home.
You just kind of think about staying alive so you can get back, right? Did faith play a part in your time in the service?
I think so, yeah.
And what did you do for fun or when you were on leave, or did you have any leave?
Well, we stayed in the Pacific 13 months.
Mm-hmm.
We came back to California to get repair work done.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 25-day leave. It took 4 days and 5 nights to come from California home,
Mm-hmm.
and 4 days and 5 nights to go back. So I got 15 days at home,
Right.
and so we went right back into the war zone
Mm-hmm.
as quick as we went back.
Right. So you didn't really have a lot of downtime. Did you receive any awards or medals for your time in service?
We had some medals, but I can't tell you what they was
Mm-hmm.
because I don't remember what they was, but there was a medal with 8 stars in it. We was in eight battles,
Mm-hmm.
and we had several little bars, but there was nothing much.
Mm-hmm. Did you keep any of your uniforms or photos or mementos of your time in service?
I didn't keep my uniform. My wife wanted the blouse part of it. She just cut it open and put buttons on it.
So she fixed you a new uniform.
That's right.
What's been your occupation since you left the service?
I worked for the Department of Transportation for 37 years.
Wow.
And I retired from there. I've been retired now about 22, 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
I retired when I was 62, and I'm 87 now, so that'd be 25 years, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is better, working or retirement?
well, to start with, the retirement was mighty good, but then my health got bad, and so it's just a daily thing to make it through now.
Right. Now, were any of your family members, or have any of your family members joined the military since you were in?
I had a son that was in the Marine Corps since I was in.
Mm-hmm.
He served in the Marine Corps while the Korean War was going on, I believe it was.
Okay.
But he never did go overseas.
Are you active in any of the local veterans organizations?
Not anymore. I used to be, but not anymore.
Mm-hmm. And what advice would you give to the young people today about the military?
It's a great experience, and you can learn a lot. It will make a person out of you, whether you like it or not.
Right. Do you have any other words of wisdom for us today?
Not at all, not today.
Well, Mr. Robinette, I want to thank you so much for talking to us today, and I really want to thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you.